Hi, my name is Houdini, and welcome to today's episode at Wealth.Educate. And today I want us to talk about this common concept where we say the D student works for the A student. So, what does this mean? You went to school, you are getting straight A's, you are a champion, and then there's this person who was never really keen on getting the grades in school. And then all of you graduated with whatever grade, they got the D, you got the A. And then you come out in life and they're succeeding. They're making money, they're living a good life while you are stuck. You, the A student or a top performing student, you're stuck. You're stuck in a job probably you don't like. You don't really have money. You're frustrated. You hate your job. You're depressed. But this person who was a D student seems to be thriving. They're making money. They own businesses. So why does this thing happen? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if you find value in this video, kindly like, share, comment, because that is what enables the channel to grow, obviously. So without further ado, let's get to it. So there's one thing I've realized in life, right? For you to be successful, let's say this is like a circle of 360 degrees where you are supposed to be successful in something. I'm going to divide it this way. What I've come to realize is that half of success is luck. Half of making money in this world is luck or alignment. Hear me out. Let me cook. But the other half, we can divide it into two. So this is 50% luck alignment. The other half is 25%. Obviously, you need to be talented in the things you do, or you're just good at the things you offer, right? And the other 25% is obviously hard work and smart work. You should note that. You can't just work hard, you gotta work smart. But half of the rest of the half is luck or alignment. Okay, so let me break it down. This is what I mean. You work on something, right? Because you're good at it, you're passionate, or you're talented, or it's just something, it's a skill you can offer, and you can offer it well. You've covered 25%. And then the rest of the 25, obviously, you're disciplined, you're working hard, you're showing up, and also you're understanding smart work like leveraging technology or, leveraging if you're running a business, how do you leverage debt, or how do you leverage network, or how do you leverage some of the skills you have, or delegating, hiring. That's what I mean, smart work, right? But then there's this other half. When I say luck or alignment, there's just usually that moment that happens. You don't know when, you don't know how, but it happens. And it's like somebody comes in your life, or something comes in your life, or something just clicks, and everything you've been working hard for finally starts giving in. And that is usually mostly luck. And this luck and alignment is greatly dependent on people liking you. Because you can be the best in anything. You can show us backflips that we've never seen before. But if you're not a good person, or if people don't like you, people will dismiss your revolutionary ideas. We can see that in society. If people don't like you, you're done for. People have got to like you to be able to allow themselves to interact with your solution or your product or your energy print when it comes to business, money in the economy or in the trade. People have got to like you for you to have like success. Even at work, being liked is a big deal, right? And I don't mean to say that you should go simp for people to like you. I think the first step is to like yourself, right? Come from that. But you've got to understand a big part of success is luck and alignment. And people have got to allow you to make that money that you want to make in their hearts. And that is the genuine way, the legitimate way. If it's not that, obviously, maybe you've got to like manipulate people, steal, do all types of funny stuff. Now, how does this translate to an A student working for a D student? This translates because when a D student, they go to the workforce or they get into the world to make money, a D student may not have the certificates or the papers, but they learn to be good with people, right? That's one thing the D student learns, to be good with people, to be likable, to be subservient even. So that helps them to get ahead faster because they learn that skill. Two, the reason why the A student will end up working for the D student is due to this lack of entitlement. The D student will become good with people. So all they did is become likable, or they became good with people. The people that are making them money, they know how to deal with that. That's all they are good at. They're not skilled. They don't know how to develop anything, but they're good with people. They know how to speak, and they know how to treat people in the field one or another. And then number three, the reason why the A student will work for the D student is because when people get the papers or the degree, when you're an A student or you perform, you're one of the top students in school, people tend to be entitled. Like they have these papers, they want to go, they feel like they deserve some position and some payment. That level of entitlement is what makes the A student become miserable at the end of it, because you're moving in such an entitled manner. But at this student, when a D student gets the opportunity, they will start from the bottom. They will start with bringing in the coffee and working themselves up through the relationships and delivery. And that is where the D student defeats the A student when it comes to life. Because the D student is willing to do the dirty work. They know very well they're not good in school. They were not good in school. So they have this extra thing to like push them, or they need to overcompensate. And that is what they face the market with, and they're able to serve, and they're able to take the jobs that they will take, and then they work themselves up. They're not entitled in any way. They will earn it. And before you know it, you have this guy in the office that doesn't do anything, but they get paid the most money. But you're like, this guy doesn't do anything. Why? They learn to be good with people. They're likable, and they know how to deliver, or even use others to deliver. They don't know how to do anything, but they know the relationship aspect of things, and probably they started from the bottom and they came up. So the problem with an A student when they finish school is the entitlement, and they're like, I'm special. I got my degree, I got my PhD. Why would I want to know you? Why would I want to make a relationship with you? Why would I start from the bottom and I have my master's? Yep, that's gonna get you. While the D student is like, whatever you give me, I'll take it and I'll work through it. And before you know it, they own the establishment and they're employing the A student. That is what happens. So, in my opinion, I think the sweet spot is to be an A student, because education is important. Just because I say that this student does not dismiss education. You need to be educated. Even if you're not going to get your degree, you need to be able to self-educate. Especially right now, we're in the age of information. Uskwe fala. Like, you can get your phone and you can study anything these days. You can access any PDF, podcast, research. So if you don't like the school education, pick something that interests you and self-educate. That is also something that would make you an educated person. It's not necessarily degrees and whatnot. You can self-educate and make your own negotiations and win. So the sweet spot is have the mind of an A student, like no stuff, right? But also you should be as humble as a D student. You're smart, but you're also willing to go through the process with humbleness, and also willing to go through the process and just earn your way up, right? Do not do not do not dismiss work because it's not on your degree level. No, work your way up into things. Do not be entitled. The key is to lose entitlement, like the D student, and grind like a D student while having the A student mentality and the A student wisdom and knowledge. So that's all I had for today. If you like the video, like I said, share, comment, like, and I'll see you in the next video.